Hello and welcome to The Insider, a show designed to clue you into the biggest news, events and announcements inside the video games industry, discussing with you some things you may know, some things you may not, and the glue that holds it all together is a little bit of my own opinion. My name is Paul James, thank you very much for watching, and let's get off with our episode. It's time to talk about the final E3 conference of 2018. And it's not even really a conference. We're talking about Nintendo and their Nintendo Direct or their Nintendo E3 presentation or whatever the hell they call it. They seem to have a different name for these things every other year. We're going to talk about the things that you should bank on seeing, some of those things that are, kind of a bit of a coin toss, and the things that you can just don't expect it. There's a lot of intriguing things going on at Nintendo. The Switch is huge. The popularity is just out of control at the moment. Sales are incredible. And that leaves so many questions and so many things to be answered. And I'm going to try and answer a few of those things in this episode of The Insider.
On the distant horizon, another full-scale war is mounting. That's right. A brand new Fire Emblem game is coming to Nintendo Switch. It will mark the series' first return to home systems since 2008's Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn on the Wii console. But with Nintendo Switch, the home console experience of Fire Emblem won't be confined to your house. Look forward to a planned 2018 release.
Let's again start by talking about some of the sure things. And there's no surer thing than Smash Brothers. Nintendo has already indicated this. Smash Brothers 5, we don't know what it's going to be called yet. There's so many questions we need answered. The roster, the stages, when is it coming out, blah, 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 blah. Like there's just excitement everywhere about this game. We know it's going to be a major part of what Nintendo does at E3 2018, so just give us more. Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee were announced just last week. There's some cool things going on around about that. There's a lot of questions that we have about that, and surely Nintendo's going to answer a few of those things at E3 2018. Next up is Fire Emblem, a game that was announced by Nintendo in the most subtle of ways last year, but we've not seen anything more about it since. They promised that the game was going to be coming out in 2018. I'm hopeful that they can keep to that promise, but at the end of the day, we don't know anything about it. We haven't seen anything about this game yet, so surely E3 2018 is the time where they show us a ton. Tell us about the games. Are there going to be multiple different variants like we saw with Fates? Is it going to be a singular game? What are some of the characters, new systems? What are they doing to take advantage of the Switch? There's a lot of things that need answering here, so here's hoping they do so. Next up, they're going to talk about Yoshi, this new Yoshi game that's kind of a follow-up to what they did with the Yarn Yoshi game a few years ago, but it seems to be kind of more claymation sort of centric. There's some really cool creative things going on with this game, and Nintendo needs to show us more about it. It's fair to assume that the game is going to probably be coming in this August to September sort of window, July to September sort of window. We just need to know more about this game and when we can play it. Please, Nintendo, give us something. And the last one is a third-party presence. Monster Hunter Generations has been announced for the Switch. It's looking awesome, and it's primed to take advantage of the hype that is following the Monster Hunter franchise in the West at the moment because of Monster Hunter World on the PS4 and Xbox One. Capcom would be stupid, and Nintendo would be stupid to not give this game some time, show us a little bit about it, tell us a little bit about it, get us excited, get us Monster Hunter fans, new Monster Hunter fans, moving away from our PS4s, moving away from our Xboxes, picking up that Switch and taking this game with us on the road. There's a lot of excitement around this franchise, and this is a golden opportunity for them to really ram the point home. So let's next talk about some of those 50-50 games. And there's a few that we need to discuss here. I'm going to start with the 3DS because I'm not sure whether Nintendo wants to put that in the spotlight in the main E3 Direct, or whether it's something they'll just deal with in the Treehouse, or just in a few random little press emails that get sent out. We've got to talk about Luigi's Mansion, a remake of the GameCube game that is coming to the 3DS, and Mario & Luigi Bowser's Inside Story, both of which are coming to the 3DS, supposedly this year or next year if I recall. There's some interesting things that I want to see them do with those games. I'd personally love to see just new entries in those franchises, but they're not quite up to that yet. The 3DS needs to get kicked to the curb, and I think this might be the last few breaths for that little system. So, look, take it in, see what they've got to say. It could be interesting. Back to Switch games though, Animal Crossing is one that is being readily demanded by fans, especially following the success of Pocket Camp on mobile phones. Nintendo has demonstrated recently with Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee that there is an ability there for the mobile game, in the case of Pokemon Go, to talk with these Let's Go games, and the same should apply with Pocket Camp and whatever Animal Crossing game comes to the Switch. It's a golden opportunity, and I really hope Nintendo takes advantage of it, specifically at this E3. Next up is Pikmin. Pikmin 3 is my favourite game on the Wii U. It is an unbelievable title. It did incredible things with that platform. I don't count Breath of the Wild as a Wii U game. I know it came to the Wii U. I don't count it. It's a Switch game as far as I'm concerned. It is the best game to release on the Wii U. And Nintendo would be foolish to not do more with that franchise. Miyamoto did say a few years ago that Pikmin 4 was nearly complete, and I found that really interesting. And then when Hey Pikmin came out to the 3DS, I'm unsure whether that was technically Pikmin 4 or whether there is a Pikmin 4 for a console still to be released. Who knows? But I think they need to get this thing out soon, announce one soon, give us something. There is a lot of potential with this franchise, and Nintendo needs to take advantage of that. Finally, we're going to talk about Star Fox, because there were rumours about Star Fox that I reported in the Insider a few weeks ago. Apparently, a Star Fox Grand Prix game is going to be developed by Retro Studios, a studio who's been quiet for far too long. We need to see what this thing is, or if it's not Star Fox, whatever it is that Retro's working on. Come on, Nintendo. E3 2018, give us these things. Just throw these things at us. And give us a bit more Metroid Prime 4 as well. We deserve it. The sky's the limit with what Nintendo can do, but I think there are a few games that I think we're kidding ourselves if we expect to see at their conference this year. The first of those is Mario Kart 9. I think we're just 1 year removed from when that game should be announced. I know we've got a Mario Kart on the Switch, but it is a port of a Wii U game, and for as successful it's been on the Switch, it's not a new game. Nintendo puts a new Mario Kart on virtually every system they release these days, so we need to make sure that continues. I think we're probably a year, maybe two away from seeing its release, because there's so many other good things going on at the moment, and they can ride that Mario Kart 8 wave for a little bit longer. But the time's nearly here. 1 more year, I'd say. Finally, don't get your hopes up. We're not going to see anything from a new 3D Zelda, or just from the Zelda franchise full stop, I think, or a 3D Mario. It's too close to when we last saw Breath of the Wild and Super Mario Odyssey. Those games need more time. We need more time to consume more of what Nintendo is doing. Let's wait a little bit longer. Mario maybe next year, Zelda not for a while yet. So that concludes my E3 predictions for Nintendo at E3 2018, the last of the press conferences. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure to like, share and subscribe, all those buttons are down below here, and hit that notification bell so you're alerted to every new episode of Patched, The Insider, Player 2 Plays, The Late Game Review, and heaps more. There's some awesome stuff at our channel, so please make sure to go and check it out. And make sure to throw a few comments down here letting me know what you think of this episode. For written content, make sure to visit the website player2.net.au, where you'll find reviews, previews, opinion pieces, news, features, the Player 2 Writers Draft, and heaps more. There's some awesome content there, all contributed by some of the best talent in Australia, And make sure to check out our E3 hub. It's where this and so many more awesome E3 related things can be found. Make sure to find us on Patreon, patreon.com/player2au, and consider throwing in a few dollars. At the lower tiers, you can join us in early episodes or early access to episodes of Patched, of The Insider, of Player 2 Plays, and heaps more. And in the higher tiers, you get exclusive access to episodes such as Patched, such as The Insider, and at the top tier, you can join us in the monthly Player 2 podcast. You're helping the Player 2 dream grow by throwing in a few dollars. We'd really love your support, and we hope that what we offer you is sufficient reward and for your investment. We thank you in advance. For rolling updates, you can find me at PaulJamesP2 on Twitter. The website you can find at Player2au on Twitter. And until next time, those are my predictions for Nintendo at E3 2018. I hope you enjoyed them, and I'll see you later.